This podcast is brought to you by Contessa Digital.
Everything that's good to you ain't good for you. You know, my grandmother used to say that all the time. And when I was younger, I really did not understand what the heck she meant by that. It wasn't until I got a little older and I'd been in a few different relationships that I completely got it. And today, that's what I want to talk to you about not tolerating love, so-called love, in your life that feels like pain. So, welcome to Confidently Cherished. My name is Keshia Rice. I am a dating coach and hypnotherapist. I help ambitious, successful, amazing women heal from their unhealthy relationship patterns and finally both attract and maintain cherished, healthy love. And this whole idea of everything that's good to you not being good for you, it goes with this quote I saw the other day that was saying not to accept love that feels like pain. I have been in relationships in the past that were good to me, but not good for me. So I've been in relationships where the man was good on paper, right? We had a good Instagram or Facebook worthy relationship, right? The type of relationship that you can post pictures and people are like, oh, you two look so great together. You know, I can tell that the two of you are so happy. You guys are just perfect for each other, right? And, you know, the relationship looks so amazing on the outside, or there are some obvious benefits to being in the relationship. So like, he's really good looking, or he has the great career that you can brag to your friends about, or, you know, just there's something about him that boosts your status when you're with him. But at the same time, the relationship isn't good for you because despite how it looks on the outside, maybe there's abuse, or maybe it's not even as big as abuse. You know, again, I can think of relationships that I was in the past where the man was in general good to me, but at the same time, he never wanted me to outshine him, right? So he was okay with me being on his arm and me being smart as long as I never said anything in conversations with others that would have made someone think that I was smarter than he was, right? He was okay with me having dreams and goals and ambitions as long as those ambitions didn't take me to a place where I could possibly have more prestige than him or make more money than him or in any way outshine him. But beyond that, he was a good man, right? He was considerate. He was providing. He, good looking, good career, all that good stuff. But being with him would not have been good for me because it would have forced me to dim my light permanently. And I think about this and that quote about not accepting love that feels like pain. And I think about how often I see women do that. Women will be in relationships and call it love, even though this person is not treating them well, because they feel like they have to earn love. They grew up in an environment that led them to constantly seek validation. When I work with women in my one-on-one coaching program, which is also called Confidently Cherished, when I work with women in that program, the first thing we do is identify unhealthy patterns, right? Because you have to understand that all relationships are related. When you show me a woman who has issues with her romantic relationships, then I know that there are similar things happening in her relationships with her family, with her friends, in her career or in her business. These patterns are repeating themselves. So circumstances in her earlier years, and when I say earlier years, I mean childhood, or even when she became an adult and her first couple of adult relationships didn't go like she planned. But certain relationships in her earlier years led her to have this constant need to search for validation, to feel like she's only worthy when she's doing, when she's earning, when she's getting awarded, when she's in the spotlight. And because of that, then she gets in relationships that require her to fix the man, because in fixing him, if she can fix him, which of course the gag is always that she won't, at some point he will just wear her down and it will be toxic. But she thinks that if she can fix him, then she will be rewarded by that. She will be rewarded with his love, with his admiration, with his undying loyalty. And ladies, I'm just going to be real with you. If you spend all of your time building a man up, what will happen most likely is that he will feel more like you are his mother. He will grow to resent you. And eventually you will have done all of that work building him up so that he can be built up for someone else. So, that's one way in which love can be pain. And I use love in quotes because that's obviously not real love. Sometimes you can settle for what you think is love, and it's painful in the sense that you feel like you have to give up so much of yourself to obtain it. I work with so many women who have, in one way or another, been told that they are too much. You can't get a man because you're too smart, because you're too successful, because you're too intimidating, right? And too often, I see women dim their light and become shells of themselves in order to be in a relationship. And the sad thing about that is that no one told them to do that. They just feel like they have to. The person that they're with didn't tell them to do that. They just believe they can't be in a relationship and fully be themselves. So they do a disservice to themselves, but they also do a disservice to the people that they're with, because this person doesn't get the opportunity to know the full out, the real, the authentic version of them. And if the full version of them is someone that this person doesn't want, then this person is falling in love with someone who doesn't really exist because you're not allowing them to see the real you, the full you. So again, it's a disservice to you and it's a disservice to them. Love can also feel like pain when you are in situations where you allow yourself to settle because you have a scarcity mindset and you're worried that better won't come along. We have to understand that, yes, I'm a firm believer in being intentional on our dating relationship journeys, right? Because I believe that we heal through relationships. So the people that we choose to be in a relationship with is very important. And I know that there are a growing number of women who are child-free by choice, who don't want to get married, who aren't interested in that traditional life. And if that's you, like, all the power to you, bless you for that. But if marriage, lifelong partnership is important to you, if that is something that you're committed to having in your life, then yes, I believe you have to trust God's timing. But I also believe that God helps those who help themselves, right? You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work, put yourself out there, be intentional about what it is that you want and don't want, what you like and don't like. And, you are not a Disney princess, right? Prince Charming is not going to break into your house and whisk you away. And if he did, you would find that creepy. So it's this balance of understanding that we have to be intentional about what we want, and we have to put what we want out there into the world. But that we also have to trust that things come in the right time. And if those two things are true, you can't just get to a point where you give up and then just settle with the person who is right in front of you at the moment. You have to truly allow yourself to fall in love with not just another person, but to fall in love with the process of dating, of putting yourself out there, of allowing yourself to get to know other people, and of knowing that if you are putting in the effort, I don't believe that God is a tease, right? I don't believe that things get put in our heart, desires get put in our heart for just no reason. So if these desires are in your heart, then I truly believe they're coming into your life. We just have to be intentional and trusting with it. So just remember that you should never settle for a love that feels painful. Love, healthy relationships, a good partnership, those things should calm your crazy, right? They should bring you peace. They should bring you contentment, satisfaction. I will not say happiness because one, happiness is an inside job, and two, happiness is fleeting. We have our moments where we're happy and we have our moments where we're not so happy. But the overall arc of your life should be peaceful. And anything that doesn't bring you peace, you should not have in your life. So that's what I want you to journal about today. Or in my case, I'm recording this at night. So at night, whatever time you're listening to this, that's what I want you to journal about. What relationships in your life have made you felt at peace? And what do those relationships have in common? How can they inform what you look for in the future? In the meantime, also journal on what relationships have felt painful. Why were they painful? Why did you stay in those relationships as long as you did? And what are the lessons learned that you can take into future relationships, that you can keep in mind as you are discerning the right partner for you? Just some food for thought. I will talk to you soon. Love you so much. Goodbye. Hey there. So you made it all the way to the end of the episode, which means I have two things to say. One, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And two, you like me. You really like me. So I would appreciate it if you would show that like by subscribing to this podcast so that more people can hear about it and enjoy it as much as you do. And if you want to know more about any of the links that I mentioned on this episode or any guests that I've had, be sure to go to KeshiaRice.com/links. That's KeshiaRice.com/links. I can't wait to talk to you again in the next episode. So see you then.